It's 12 o'clock. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Starr Midday News. And coming up in the bulletin today, activities in colleges of education at a standstill as members of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana meet to decide the next course of action. Also coming up, recent events of deaths in senior high boarding schools ignites fierce debate on disturbing trend of alleged negligence in some schools. Meanwhile, Child Rights International to sue the Ghana National College for negligence in the death of a third-year science student upon his admission at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital due to delayed medical attention.
For us, the alternative available to us is to go to court and let the court determine the way forward.
Now, leading member of the CPP, Kwame Janto, accuses the Akufo-Addo-led government of causing financial loss to the state for collecting road tolls or for bringing back road tolls or seizing road tolls in November 2021 as Finance Minister reviews reintroduction of road tolls.
And you come and tell us you are bringing road tolls back. Have you not caused financial loss to the state? Have you not?
We've got details of all of these stories and more making the Starr Midday News today. Do stay tuned.
Star News is coming to you live on Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi, Empire 102.7 FM in Takrady, Zeps 95.9 FM in Zebila, Nissim 100.1 FM in Lamshao, My Star Radio in the USA, also live on Facebook on Star 103.5 FM and on starfm.com.gh around the world. This is Star 103.5 FM, Star News, informed, in-depth, in touch.
Thank you very much once again for joining us here on the Starr Midday News. Now, teaching activities at various colleges of education are on a halt following weeks of industrial action by the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG. The association is meeting today to determine the way forward in the industrial action. The various negotiations with government have ended inconclusively as government threatens to freeze the salaries of CTAG members. However, the association has called a bluff of government. The Central and Western Regional CTAG chairperson, Dr. Bossen Senyefia, has maintained their strike cannot be called off until concrete steps are taken with their employers.
Our interpretation of the arbitral award is actually what is implemented, and there will be no discrimination. And I think that was clear in the meeting, and a number of other issues were all resolved and were on the same page. But you see, there had to be a paperwork on whatever had been discussed. And as we speak now, there had been no evidence of that paperwork now. So unilaterally, even the president of the association or the new or NEC do not have the mandate by our constitution to actually call off strike. So basically, it lies, in the bosom of the council. So if there is any concrete evidence that we need to show to the council for consideration, it cannot be just oral. So it has to be some physical documentation. And then they will scrutinize it and see and vote upon it on the basis of which we can even talk about calling off the strike. So you can imagine that we have been, we have not been treated fairly over the years. So many other disappointments. Even the arbitral award itself, is 19 months of arrears, and you see, we are not well motivated to do the work that we are doing, although we do it wholeheartedly. If you have followed the news lately, you realize that research was conducted, and it shows that graduates from the College of Education usually outperform other institutions when it comes to the licensure examination. That's a critical and physical evidence to the fact that college teachers are working. You see, so it is very important that our issues are addressed in earnest. And with this strike, it's legal. In fact, it's a strike that is legal, and we have followed all the provisions in the Labour Act and then the ADR, and then I think that it's not in dispute that our strike is legal. So we are actually pressing on the government to actually respond to our needs.
Now, we've been engaging trainee teachers at the Wesley College in the Ashanti region who are unhappy about preparations made for their final exams. They do not want to sit for their final exams because of the disruptions caused by the strike.
Date for the examinations remains unchanged, meaning we are to sit on 25th August and write our exams, of which we totally disagree on this, because we all know that we cannot be assessed on something that we have not learnt, and at the normal circumstance we had to be assessed on something that we have outlined. We don't have as final year students, so as a matter of fact we don't agree to the fact that we had to sit on 25th August and write our exams.
But there are other colleagues that also told me that they have no option, so they have also prepared for the final exams, because
that a medicine will be forced under our throat, of which we are not ready to take them, because looking at the class attendance policy, it states out clear that if a student absents him or herself from class 21 days, they are not supposed to sit and write exams. No circumstance should we be allowed to even sit and write the exams. So we can also pass a plea to the government and even to our mother affiliate universities that looking at the situation right now, they cannot force us to write an exams because the policy states it clear. So if they go forward to let us write the exam, it means that policy has been breached, you see, and so that is the reason why we cannot be forced to write the exams. So we are making a plea that something should be done about this. If CTAG of the academic write quizzes, because at the end of the day we are not being judged by the quizzes we write, we do project works, and that accumulates to our CA, that is the continuous assessment. We have to get the CA before the end of semester exams, and this will be assessed based on only the end of semester exams alone.
How is the situation for you now?
Well, as you can see for yourself, the campus is quite empty, and there is doubt and worry reigning through the minds of the few students you see here. Those who can't stand the frustration have simply packed their bags and left. But those here, we are just managing on group works, personal assignments here and there. Aside from that, school is practically non-existent and classes are not going on, so it's quite empty to say.
Teachers are around in their bungalows. Tell me, if you are reading something and you get confused, you need understanding, can you approach them to assist you?
This is quite something tricky. Perhaps maybe if you have a personal relation with a tutor, you can, but formally going to ask for views or better understanding, they wouldn't.
Now, recent events of deaths in senior high boarding schools have ignited a fierce debate on the disturbing trend of alleged negligence in some schools. This comes after alleged negligence of school authorities led to the death of 4 students just this year. The most recent is the death of Theophilus Ansa, a third-year science student of the Ghana National College in Cape Coast. He passed away shortly upon his admission at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital on July 6 due to delayed medical attention. These 4 known deaths have all been attributed to the negligence of school authorities. Here's a news desk report.
Recent events of deaths in senior high boarding schools have ignited a fierce debate on the disturbing trend of alleged negligence in some schools. This comes after alleged negligence of school authorities led to the death of 4 students just this year. The phenomenon has raised serious concerns about the responsibilities of school authorities to ensure the well-being of students, prompting urgent calls for better accountability and improved healthcare in schools. On 5th February 2024, a first-year student at Ebri Girls Senior High School in the Eastern Region lost her life after allegedly being denied medical attention by the school nurse. Just a week later, parents of Kesta Vade, a 19-year-old student at Akim Swedro Senior High School, accused the school authorities of refusing to grant their son permission to seek medical help when he got ill, which ultimately led to his death. Kesta was reportedly told he did not appear ill enough to warrant an exeat. On 20th February, a 17-year-old student at Kalpohin Senior High School in the Eastern Region died after the senior housemaster allegedly failed to provide timely medical assistance. In the latest incident, Theophilus and
Well, the family of the deceased petitioned child rights after I described the posturing of the school's authorities after the incident as surprising. Here is the auntie to the deceased, Sarah Mensah-Bonsu.
The housemaster never even bothered to ask or call any parent, but released the boy to the helper to be sent to the hospital. Whether the student was sent to the hospital, whether they go there or not, none of the housemaster bothered to even follow up. So that was on the Monday evening. And in the course of your being weak, the students informed us when we went to the hospital because we saw the forehead with some bruises and very severe. So when we asked, he said he was very weak and he collapsed from their staircase and fell. So that is why we are seeing that bruises. From that Monday up to the Thursday that we did the press conference, no school authority even called us to find out how we are even doing. No condolences message. So that is how come we even went that since they are not helping, then the Republic of Ghana should help us seek justice for our boy. So then we petitioned child rights, and then the chief executive said we should calm down and leave everything with them. So now we don't have much to say.
Now, non-governmental human rights organization Child Rights International has revealed that it would sue the Ghana National College for negligence that led to the death of Theophilus Ansah. Executive Director of Child Rights International, Bright Appiah, says his outfit, after weighing the issues, is left with no other option than to seek legal redress.
The first thing that we are looking at has to do with the consistency that must be demonstrated in all schools to follow a certain procedure in issuing exeats. Because our current system, exeat is being issued on a discretionary basis. And it's unfortunate that our school system should use individual discretion to determine who should give exeat to and under what conditions should that exeat be given. Then again, the rules must also be established clearly to know the circumstances under which we would give exeat, looking at the position of the law when it comes to the duty of care that teachers owe or the managers of the school or children or students who participate in that environment. We've had a series of discussion with the family. We've stated their position, and also at the background, I've done our own investigation as to the position of the school. But as it is now, we feel that the alternative for us is to go to court for the court to give a proper interpretation as what led to the death of Theophilus. And again, the family is so much interested in ensuring that we will look at it from an angle where other students will not suffer as a result of negligence on the part of the school. So for us, the alternative available to us is to go to court and let the court determine the way forward.
Now, the lack of ICT facilities in public basic schools in Ghana continue to affect learners' interest to leverage on IT to improve learning outcomes and solve societal problems. Only 15% of the 15,368 public primary schools had functional ICT facilities. Additionally, only 13% of the 11,735 public junior high schools had functioning ICT facilities. The lack of access to ICT facilities at Labo DA Basic School in the Sojaman district in the Eastern Region is hampering their innovative skills. Eastern Regional correspondent Kujo Ansah has more in this report.
Learners at Labo DA Basic School in Sojaman in the Eastern Region have struggled for decades to access ICT education due to a lack of computers. However, 3 junior high school learners of the school, Robert, Agbanu, and Albert, have defied the odds after a few weeks' lessons in robotics at Peki provided by a non-governmental organization. They produced a prototype GSM door sensor capable of sending real-time information to mobile phones. They believe more can be achieved if they have access to ICT in their school.
Yesterday, we should have used a GSM system and an RFID card. An RFID look at all those systems, they need to be programmed, and programming needs computers. So this would have been better if we have computers and then if we are trained on how to program.
According to a report by Africa Education Watch, by the end of the 2022-2023 academic year, only 15% of the 15,368 public primary schools had functional ICT facilities. Additionally, only 13% of the 11,735 public JHSs had functioning ICT facilities. The report further noted that while national electricity coverage in Ghana exceeded 80%, only 44% of primary schools and 63.9% of JHSs had access to power supply as of 2020, hampering the effective use of ICT even where facilities are available. Jima Kelvin Amoa, an ICT teacher at Labo DA Basic School, shares the same view.
The people over here, they really enjoy the computing aspect. Yeah, they have their passion to learn. But then we don't have computers to teach. So we are hoping that now that we have a building, that we have the light source, I think if we have access to a projector and a printer, I think it will help us. Because with the laptops that we have personally as teachers, we can project whatever that we want to teach to the kids and then have more practicals in the computing aspect to them.
Fortunately, during the commissioning of a rehabilitated 40-year-old school building at Labo DA Basic School by the Member of Parliament for Isojaman, Thomas Ampemnyako, learners and teachers received good news. Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, MP for North Tong, pledged to donate 10 laptop computers to the school. The Sojaman MP urged the school management to ensure frequent maintenance of the facility and its ICT assets.
Rapid deterioration of a lot of infrastructure because of lack of periodic maintenance. And so I have taken a decision that I will have to, apart from building new projects, make a conscious effort to renovate existing ones that are deteriorating.
With the current rehabilitation of Labo DA Basic School connected with electricity, the establishment of ICT laboratory will help improve education outcome for learners.
And that was our Eastern Regional Correspondent Kujuansa's report read to you. Now, leading member of the Convention People's Party, lawyer Kwame Jantua, has accused the Akufo-Addo-led government of causing financial loss to the state due to their firm decision in 2021 to halt the generation of income for government through road tolls. In a recent mid-year budget review delivered by the Finance Minister, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, it was revealed that the government plans to take tolls on newly constructed roads. However, Mr. Jantua emphasized how needless it was to abolish a system that was generating revenue for the government no matter how little it was. He spoke on the review segment on the Morning Star.
See all the side roads, how bad and damaged they are. Even some of the main roads. Wouldn't it be a good thing during this rainy season to see maintenance vehicles on the roads, even patching the roads? Do we see it? And all this money Palgrave talks about, 12 billion here, this, then there, they pumped into the economy. Where is that money coming from? Isn't it domestic borrowing? Is that not piling up our debt? And this 742 million, isn't it still rising? So what are they trying to tell us? They should show us exactly. And I won't say a party has come into power and they haven't done anything. This particular government could have done more with the amount of money they got. And that is where the crux of the matter is. That's where the crux of the matter is. So they can come and spew all that kind of language that they are spewing. It doesn't bend anything, because in the end, the bottom line is the pocket of the Ghanaian. Are they feeling it? And you come and tell us you are bringing road tolls back. Have you not caused financial loss to the state? Have you not?
By removing the road
that
tolls?
Duration where we haven't had road tolls, even if it was Capra coming in, will it not add to our revenue?
It would have.
But let me ask you. They said what? They are not taking any more loans this year. They're not asking for any more taxes.
Yeah.
Not loans,
And
taxes.
No more taxes. They're cutting down significantly on expenditure.
Listen, you are cutting down expenditure.
Yeah,
if
significantly.
you are not achieving your revenue target, how can you now say you are spending? Are they achieving their revenue targets? They should tell us.
But government spokesperson on governance, Palgrave Bwachidanko, assured the public that the road tolls are going to be digitalized.
I've seen people make an argument about e-levy when the finance minister mentioned that all new roads are going to be tolled.
Yeah.
And people said that why don't you abolish e-levy now, because e-levy was to go into roads. And I beg to differ. When we had,
but we're told
when
one
we
of
had
the reasons why
one of the reasons,
e-levy is coming.
Yes, but
I mean, the
even,
road tolls are going is because the e-levy is coming in. The e-levy is going to handle all of these things, so we don't even need to pay road tolls.
But Lantam, between you and I,
Yeah.
when the former Minister for Finance read the budget at the time when he spoke about e-levy and spoke about road tolls, you recall very well that I'm not sure if it was a unanimous decision from government to abolish road tolls. I realized that there was a statement then that was issued from the Minister of Roads and Highways at the time, Amakwata, abolishing road tolls.
Yeah.
But you see, I look at it in this way, that government is expanding new roads, government is building new roads. I've had some conversations that the new roads that are coming that we are going to toll is going to be digitized. Okay, digitized in the fact that they're not going to have those built brick and mortar structure where you have persons living with disabilities going there and risking their lives, because we know people that have perished as a result of their day-to-day work. I mean, just at Tema Motorway, a car crashes into them and on they go. And so you look at a government that is thinking forward, like it is in Europe, like it is in Americas, like it is in Latin America, in Asia, in Middle East. You see a lot more road tolls that are digitized. And I'm very confident that from 2025, when Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia take him of affairs in this country, all new roads that will be told, as was stated by the Minister for Finance from 2025, will be told in this regard. And the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party has been very clear. He stated that in his vision statement that he's going to abolish e-levy. I mean, so there's a lot more innovative taxing reforms that Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is going to bring in.
Now, the chief of Banka, a farming community in the Asante Achem district of the Ashanti region, has been jailed by the High Court in Accra for stealing $150,000 belonging to the community. The chief, Osaberima Tewia Mpoma III, was found guilty for stealing by the High Court presided over by Justice Comfort K. Siame after full trial on July 23. Upon his conviction, he was sentenced to serve 3 months in prison in addition to 2,000 penalty units, which is the equivalent of 24,000 Ghana cedis. Justice Comfort Siame, during the sentencing of the convict, said should he default in the payment of the fine, he would serve 5 years in prison. The chief, now a convict, was arrested and charged after he was said to have pocketed $150,000 from a gold mining company, Gulf Coast Resources Company Limited, and that money had been given to the community for corporate social responsibility obligations. Some community members have been reacting to the development.
So we are just wondering how we can get our money from that chief. So until we send it to the High Court, before the government of Ghana help us, now we are put the man in jail, 3 months in jail. After the 3 months, you're supposed to pay 240 million. If he fails to pay that money, he's going to 5 years imprisonment. Right now, I have 4 man people over there, and they are happy. All the people over there are happy now. And we at Accra here, we are happy. And our brothers in abroad, we are happy about the conviction.
How long has this case been pending?
Since 2010, up to date. Today we have the judgment. I'm very, very happy. I give thanks to the government of Ghana for the process, because we sent the case to Ochehen, Bankas under Ochehen, under Chima Biakwa. But the Chima Biakwa chief, Ochehen Amocha of Repeni, he couldn't do anything about it. He's just dodging the issue. Until today, the government has given the green lights.
Meniaji pansa ko to dey as mama me. Ama bankamai. If you say asem we course we penifo na hyase. Ebi wu ko.
And you just heard some residents of that community speaking to Star News. It's time now for sports. Jones Aji is in the studio with the details. Jones, what's in sports?
Lantam, guess what? The Olympics is upon us.
Yes.
I understand that 300,000 condoms have been shared among 10,400 athletes in Paris.
No comments.
No
Carry on.
comments. All right. So this year's 2024 Olympic Games will tonight, for the first time in the modern era, witness an opening ceremony which won't be held in a stadium. Instead, around 85 boats will carry nearly 7,000 athletes on a 6-kilometer floating parade on the Seine at the heart of Paris. The parade will start at the Australia Red Bridge beside the Jardin des Plantes and follow the course of the Seine from east to west. It makes its way round two islands in the center of the city before passing under several bridges and gates. Now, athletes aboard the boat will get glimpses of several Olympic venues, including the La Concorde Urban Park, 3v3 basketball, breaking, BMX freestyle cycling, and then skateboarding. The parade will then end at the Lena Bridge, which links the Eiffel Tower on the left bank of the Seine. So Ghana's captain Joseph Paul Amwa and then Rose Awinina Yeboah would be representing Ghana and waving the flag of Ghana high there. And the Black Sharks, reports coming in from the camp of the national beach soccer team, the Black Sharks, reveals that after a 15-hour road trip to Abidjan, players and officials of the team were reduced to frustration by Ivorian hosts as they pump up for the second leg qualifier against the Sun Elephants of Ivory Coast. The players and officials of the national beach soccer team were denied access to a suitable training pitch for their first training session in Abidjan. The team were forced to conduct a 1-hour training session at a public beach as the host officials were unavailable to offer their mandatory support. Notwithstanding the challenges, the players were still all smiles and relaxed on Thursday evening as they took a stroll outside the team hotel following an eventful previous 24 hours. The team, coached by Daniel Cote, would hold their second training this morning. Ghana leads 5-3 after they beat the Ivorians in Qatar last weekend. So that'll be all for sports. And don't forget that the Olympics would be live on GH1 TV at exactly 7 p.m. this evening.
Thank you very much, Jones Aji, with the latest in sports. Now, the Bank of Ghana has maintained its policy rate of lending to the commercial banks at 29%. The move is the third time the central bank is maintaining the rate. According to the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, the decision is to check the uncertain conditions linked to inflation.
The Bank of Ghana is better positioned to provide cushion against external shocks to the economy and thereby provide stability in the foreign exchange market. Fiscal policy implementation so far has been on track and aligned with the program. Staying on the course of fiscal consolidation for the rest of the year should lock in stability in the overall macroeconomic conditions. On price developments, there is some uncertainty regarding the inflation path for the year given the recent exchange rate pressures, upward adjustments in utility tariffs, and increases in export fuel prices. The above developments have resulted in a slightly elevated inflation profile for the year. Even though inflation is expected to remain within the target year band, the risks are tilted slightly on the upside. This will require maintaining a strong monetary policy supported by strong fiscal consolidation, including remaining vigilant to ensure that the end-year inflation objectives are achieved. Given these considerations, the committee decided to maintain the policy rate.
The Bank of Ghana revealed that the banking sector in Ghana witnessed a significant rise in non-performing loans amidst ongoing challenges. Now, according to the latest statement from the Bank of Ghana, the NPL ratio increased to 24.1% in June 2024. Now on to some other stories, and the participants at the 9th ECOWAS Electricity Forum held in Accra and spearheaded by the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory have noted some 8 key recommendations for consideration by the leaders of the sub-region to make electricity competitive and cheaper for industrial growth. The recommendations, which include policy alignment and coordination, strengthening regional institutions, investment in infrastructure, financial support, capacity building, among others, when implemented, will see the ECOWAS region unprecedented industrial development. Now, here's the chairman of the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Authority, Koku Laurent Tosu, giving his closing remarks at the end of the two-day forum.
This 9th forum aimed to address issues raised by the need to further integrate national electricity market through the harmonization of rules and practices while ensure electricity security and stability for member states. The two main issues raised for discussion is the forum where what are the best strategies to harmonize national and regional policy to promote energy security and stability in the region? How can countries in the region address the challenges of adapting different national regulatory framework to market conditions while fostering a competitive and efficient electricity market? These questions that this year's regional forum is expected to answer through expert presentation, exchange and discussion among participants to identify best practices and avenues that encourage collaboration.
That's it for the Starr Midday News here on Star 103.5 FM. For more news, log on to starfm.com.gh.